Hello there. My name is Cheng, and it is my pleasure, the honor to help you remedy some of that bad back pain. It is, according to the American statistics, that approximately 40% of Americans live or have experienced bad back pain. In this video, I will be going over stretches along with some strengthening exercises to help you eliminate, remedy, push away the back pain that exists within the lumbar region of the body. At the end of this video, out of the kindness of my wee little heart, I shall give you an easy routine that you can do and that we would have covered all the exercises for. The routine can be done every day at your leisure, and there's no downside to it. Now, without any further ados, let's play ball. Well, friends, the first stretch we'll be going over is the cobra. Now, the cobra is a stretch where the body will be laid upon the ground in prone. When the body is prone, using our arms, we're gonna push ourselves up vertically. By pushing ourselves up vertically, we're gonna put the spine into a little bit of extension. Now, the important part is this: so long as we do not try to actively push backwards, we won't be creating any kinks within our spine. The motion here is to use the arms, the musculature of the arms, and push yourself directly upwards. You could shrug down to get a little bit more height, and you could tilt that head backwards to make it feel a little bit better. Now, of course, that may not be the level where you're at currently, so feel free to start with on your elbows. In this very simple relaxed position, notice how my shoulders are shrugged up. We don't want that. So actively push it down, and now we're in this posture where there's a little bit of extension going on, but we're not actively trying to go backwards, we're just being tall. Once we're nice and strong or comfortable in this position, now this is where you can incorporate your hands into play. By grabbing the ground actively with your fingers spread out, that will create a good base of support. From here, we will push up and push the shoulders down, and now we're in this nice extended position, and it feels fantastic. You will notice a great stretch happening along the stomach region and your spine, especially if you've been sitting like this all day, will get pushed into its proper alignment. That right there is the cobra. The next stretch we have is known as the cat cow. Allow me to strip so you are able better to see my body throughout the motion of the cat cow. Typically speaking, the cat is referring to when the lower back is rounded. The cow is when the lower back is extended. Let's start with the cow position first. When doing the cow position, we want to be on all fours. Hands directly placed over the shoulders to have this nice stacking action. Therefore, we exert the least amount of energy necessary to maintain the position, as opposed to something like that or something like that, which is awful. So in this nice stack position, we're just gonna move our knees back to the point where our hips are at a 90-degree angle with the knee 90-degree angle with the floor, and we're basically a table. Our head will be in a nice neutral position, and to incorporate or activate the cow, simply allow the butt to shoot up and backwards while allowing yourself to push yourself downwards like this. Once you're in this downward position, remember, we want to actively shift, push down the scaps, and what that will do is that will just increase the arch within our back. When you're in this position and it feels proper, you should feel a bit of locking upness happening. Not like your muscle is locking up, but more like it's snapping into its proper placement. We want to imagine being as pregnant as possible with the stomach going straight into the floor. The head could look slightly up if you like. That right there is the cow. you could help remember yourself by saying moo. Sweet. Now, its complementary exercise is the cat. While maintaining this exact position, exact stance, all we're going to do now is we're going to allow our head to curl downwards. From here, pop our upper back as high as we can. And as we're doing that, we're going to actively push or protract the shoulder blades. Now we're in this super rounded position, like a cat that got scared, right? And we're pushing down the whole time. And even with our knees, we want to think about pushing it into the earth, right? Therefore, everything is lifting off. Oh, also, did you notice that? Oh, I also sucked in my stomach, sucking and pushing everything towards the ceiling. And now we're getting this really rounded posture. And then we're gonna relax into the cow. Bam! And then go into the cat. Bam! Did you see that? Now, something fun about this stretch is that it can more or less be done in any position you're in. For example, if I am sitting and I want to do this stretch, I will simply allow myself to round as much as I can, suck in my stomach, allow my chin to tuck in, imagining my low back going all the way out. And then to activate the cow, I'll just extend as much as I can, really force the low back. When I say low back, I'm not necessarily talking exactly where it is. I'm more talking about the bottom part. I'm imagining that bottom part shooting straight out through me. Just like that. And I'll slightly tilt my head backwards while pinching my upper back together. This is an overly exaggerated pose of being tall and straight, but that's exactly what we want in this stretch, is to exaggerate the motion. Allow me to demonstrate one more time. Here comes the cat, and then the cow. That's the cat cow. The next stretch is known as the back drag, for I could not have come up with a better name for it. Grabbing any firm apparatus, we're gonna allow our hips to hinge. To hinge the hips, we're just gonna take them, pop the butt back, and go forwards. And now we're gonna grab an apparatus. From here, we're gonna move one foot and or both feet in front of our body. Therefore, we're creating a little bit of pulling force into the back. From this, the tension with the hands and the feet will create a stretch. I much prefer to do it one at a time, with the right arm on, left leg on the floor, left hand, I'm gonna push it into the wall. From here, by pushing, we're gonna experience a great stretch through the lat. As we tuck in our chin, it's gonna align the back and hit it a little bit more, just like that. And I'm really twisting, trying to open it up, getting this excellent stretch all throughout. And then as I start to twist more into a straighter line, I literally feel the stretch transferring from the side into the lower back, just like so. Of course, we're gonna switch hands and the exact same thing, do it to the other side of the body, just like that, slowly twisting and just working that range of motion. Notice the slight minute movements I'm making so that I could stretch out the lower back. It feels excellent. That was the back drag, or cat drag, or whatever I named it. The next stretch we have is the sassy twist. For it to be done properly, one leg will go over the other, or it cannot, depending on your preferred. Me personally, I prefer not so sassy. From here, elbow placed on the opposite knee, and the head will turn. By applying force with the elbow into the knee, you're gonna actively twist your spine to freedom, like so. Taken from this angle right here, you will notice that the out leg is nice and straight and relatively relaxed. The up leg is nice and tall, and I will try to maintain a tall posture using my offhand for support, pushing me upwards. Notice my position is more or less relatively nice and angled, with my elbow placed upon my knee. Head will turn, and from here I will apply pressure with my elbow to my knee and twist as much as I can, like that. Of course, the same will be done for the opposite side as well. It's pretty good, can be done on the ground or even in a chair. Let's pretend I'm sitting in a chair by simply applying hand here and this hand. Normally the chair will be like right here, and then you could twist like that by pulling on your knee while holding the chairs back and twisting like that. I hope you can see how it could work. Apologize, I'm too lazy to grab a chair. And we're gonna start off with the most diabolical asinine stretch exercise strengthening that I have ever conceived of. This one singular exercise is the bread and butter of fixing the low back, in my humble true opinion. What you're going to need is a nice sturdy platform. Not like this. This is just what I have, so I'm gonna work with it. You want a nice sturdy platform where you can lay your whole entire body on top of. Like, once you have your entire body on top of it, notice how the hips are hanging slightly off. From here, you're just gonna lift your legs up until they're parallel to the floor like that, and then lower them. Simply doing this action right here will strengthen the lower back without completely crushing it, because it's not vertical loading. And as you go downwards, you're decompressing it using gravity to assist you. Now, to make it a little bit easier, give me a second. You could curl up your legs to shorten the leverage. By doing so, there's less weight on you as you bring the legs up. I'm not going front. That was not the best reverse hyper tutorial. But yes, the reverse hyper. Phenomenal, bread and butter. If you don't do anything else, do this. The next strength exercise we have is simply more about how to properly move as a human being. And it is called, allow me to strip just a second to make the visuals more clear. It is called the hip hinge. To properly do the hip hinge, we want the legs to be slightly apart. That's gonna allow our hips more freedom of movement with the toes slightly pointed outwards in a natural relaxed stance. From here, we're gonna want to have our knees completely locked out. All right, we're gonna engage the quads by squeezing them straight. And all we're gonna do now is take that hip, that pelvis, tilt it backwards, and then allow the butt to move back while the chest stays tall and pointed forwards. Doing so, you're not only gonna get a stretch within the hamstrings, but you're teaching your body proper body mechanics. The range of motion when you first begin will be limited by how flexible you are in the posterior chain. So fear not if you find you're not able to go super low and this is it. There's a quick remedy to that. That quick remedy, in order to go a little bit lower, will be to simply put a bend in your knees. By putting a bend in your knees, you will immediately find it's much easier to go lower. The whole time my head is up, my chest is up, and I'm trying to push my butt back as far as I can. From here, I'm gonna squeeze for my glutes. I'm gonna squeeze them straight through. Now when I squeeze my glutes straight through, I'm not gonna allow my upper back or low back to fall backwards, because then that's gonna put some pressure on the spine. Now what we want, when I squeeze my glutes, I just want to stand tall and strong and proud. One more time, when we're hip hinging, we're just gonna allow our feet to be naturally apart. That's the hip hinge. For our last strength exercise, we will be doing the Superman, an exercise done with your body prone on the ground. When first doing the Superman, you can do it using just the upper body of your torso as opposed to the legs as well. So we're gonna progress it from easiest and then make it harder as we go up. So easiest wise, we're just gonna lift our body upwards with the assistance of our hands right here, push it the hands directly to the side of our body because it makes our body lighter. If they were in front, it would be heavier. Right here, we're gonna hold this position, and there we go. A very easy way to do a Superman. From here, to make it harder, we're gonna extend one hand. You're gonna feel the weight basically increase as you get comfortable with that. Alternate as if you're reaching and you are swimming. Eventually, you're gonna have both hands out. And now from here, you can lift up the legs. Holding this position is gonna help strengthen that lower back without you even thinking about it. The lower back muscles are activating, and it is an excellent way to start. That is the Superman. Now, as promised, I shall give you a routine that you can do whenever, wherever, anytime that low back starts to act out of place. We're gonna first begin with 10 hip hinges. The hip hinge, remember, butt, back, chest high, going down as low as you can with a slight knee to bend is okay. 1, 2, you're gonna do 10 of those. Once you're done those 10, going downwards, you're gonna hit that cobra pose for a head count of 30 seconds. A head count just means you're counting inside your head for 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3. The reason why we're not using an actual timer is because I do not want to make this routine anything that requires extracurricular materials for you to do on the spot. Therefore, it's more manageable. After holding the cobra for 30 seconds, immediately go into some cat and cows, going for a total of 10. So just going 1, 2. Once you've done your 10, simply sink back onto the ground, and whichever Superman variation you wish, hold it for a head count of 30. 1, 2, 3, 30. Once you've done all the exercises, you're just gonna stand up and repeat that 3 times. Once you repeat it 3 times, it should make you feel a lot better. If you manage to make it to the end of this video, I want you to know I appreciate you for watching all of it. And if you like what you saw here, like, comment, subscribe. Maybe let me know what I should do my next video on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, send this to your friends and family members. It can only help me and them.